The skeleton on Goose guy.
Hey, good morning and good evening from Podcast from the Pit. I am Casey.
I'm Hillbilly.
And with us, as always, is Ronnie Trickshot.
We can't seem to get rid of it.
Oh, yeah. Again, I don't feel comfortable just jumping in on your intro, boys.
You're always welcome to. And for the first time to the Pit, we welcome Phil from Treasures4Trigger.
Konbanwa, konnichiwa. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks so much for coming on. Been wanting to get you on for a while. And
it's
you know what? I'm gonna work up to I'm gonna ask.
No, great to be on. I'm a big fan of the show. I love the lists of your favorites for each year. So it's thanks for having me on for 1990, hitting the new decade. Should be good fun.
This is
1990 for me is I know nothing about 1990. Yep. Going through my list, I only have 2 of the figures that are on my list, so I've got to fix all that.
Yeah, I was out of Joe well and truly by 1990 as well, but I've got a handful of the figs in the collection. So there are. I think we're still pre like crazy neon colors, right? I think 1990 there's still a lot of solid figures in there. So
yeah. I was looking through the Mark Blemo book here just about 20 minutes ago, trying to do my list, and
that's how we prepare in the pit.
Yeah, last night was rough. Man. It was rough. I got home and I was just like crashed. But I was looking through it and I was like, oh my gosh. I think out of 1990, there's only a couple figures I've owned and only one that I have right now in my collection. So
you blokes breaking my heart. I was 8 years old in 1990 and this was like peak G.I. Joe for me.
Peak Joe time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So my 5 picks, I had them all as a kid myself. For figures anyway. And my top vehicle is a vehicle that I had as well. So as a kid. So
I was a freshman in high school. Yeah.
I think I was in my last year at primary school. I think you guys call it elementary school in 1990. Yeah. And our family moved city in 1990, so it's quite a memorable year. And I was definitely out of. I think I only had WWF wrestling figures in 1990, and maybe a few Ninja Turtles as well. So Joe was well and truly gone by 90.
All right. Before we jump in and see who's in the chat, I just want to once again thank Adam from Go Figure for our intro. It is a great intro, and it's always appreciated every time I watch it. I'm just so thankful. Thank you. Let's see who's here. First person was Crash. I believe that was before we started.
Hey, Crash.
Hello, Crash.
He blew the door down and ran in.
Oh, Peter Ray.
Peter Ray Bob. How are you?
Hey, Bob.
Morning, Bob.
G'day.
Matthew Comstock.
Drinking from his green cup, hopefully.
There's only one gentleman here.
Joe Rotondo.
Joseph.
Yes.
My favorite.
And I think this might be for Ronnie. Joe Fest 2025 is all I can think about.
I knew Joe was in the chat because I heard trumpets and stuff announcing his entry into the chat.
Oh, gosh, yeah. If it's Joe Recondo Fest, I'm going.
It's always Joe Recondo Fest.
Joe Recondo Fest, I'm going.
Yeah.
So,
yes!
Hey, always great to see Campbell.
It's
Joe
like
Hunter.
3 a.m. in the morning for Campbell.
Yeah, it's the middle of the night for Kiwi.
I messaged him earlier, and I was like, I sent him a voice message. It was like 3 minutes long. I was like, Campbell, like, just crack a few cans and stay up late, mate. Get in the chat, because I can't live without you. And yeah.
He's here for you,
good to see you.
Morning, Adam.
Oh, geez, haven't caught up.
Hey, Adam. Long time no see, buddy.
Trickshot.
Rickship 85. How are you?
Rickship.
G.I.
Joker's one of the best.
Steve, the man.
And we have the Lilith.
Morning, Lilith.
Morning, Lilith. A lot of chat. I love how the chat just seems to just keep going and going.
Yeah.
They're so active. It's great. Good morning, Foot.
Morning, Foot. Right there is one of the best custom painters. He is one of the best custom painters I've ever seen.
Oh, and here we go again. Rush Joe Fest 2025. Yes.
Yeah.
How many more
boys? Just pile on, boys.
Use those frequent flyer miles. Come down.
All right. I remember what I was going to ask you, Ronnie.
Oh, no.
So,
no.
I used to work with a guy.
You started. Are you going to tell me that joke that you started before Casey?
Yes. Okay, I'll tell you that.
No, because you already told me that one.
What, the skeleton?
The skeleton one. So
okay.
Not only are you telling bad dad jokes again, you're telling me bad dad jokes that you've already told me.
I got a horrible memory. I got a really bad short-term memory. I'm sorry.
They're the best dad jokes. Though, right? The ones that get repeated over and over again. Like,
all right,
I think
Dad, not again.
Tell it to Phil.
Okay, Phil. Why did the skeleton not go skydiving?
I don't know, Eric.
He didn't have the guts.
Holy!
Hey, zinger!
I wish I had my sound effects. Like,
yeah, where's your?
Hello, Ronnie. Shane. Yeah.
Do you know what side of a turkey has the most feathers?
Oh, no, I don't.
The outside.
Casey, help us out here, mate.
I've tried.
That's
best to let him get it out.
That is awesome.
Okay, one more thing. I worked with a guy that was from Australia at one time.
Yeah.
And he was talking about there's a restaurant here. It's called Outback Steakhouse. It's Australian themed.
Yep.
And one of the items on the menu is Alice Springs chicken.
Okay.
And he said, I'll never forget. He looked at us and he's like, I've been to Alice Springs. There ain't a freaking chicken in the whole place.
No. No. There would be bin chickens though.
What's that?
So, maybe look it up after the show. Australia is full of bin chickens.
Bin chickens, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, thanks, Rexship. If anybody hasn't seen, Toy Connections put out a retrospective on Resolute, and we were fortunate enough to be on it. Yeah. It was so much fun to do. Please check it out. Throw it a like.
Yep.
I've watched it twice. It's so good.
Yeah.
You sent me the link. I haven't been able to watch it yet because idiot me plays cricket all day Saturday, but I will be checking that out.
I think it would have been better if you'd like edited me completely out of it.
Then it wouldn't have been Podcast from the Pit on there, Eric.
Well, yeah, but
actually, I think Ken said he was going to be in the chat for the for this stream, but it's probably, I think he's on the West Coast, isn't it? It's probably like 5 o'clock in the morning for him.
Yeah, it's early.
It's about the same time as Campbell.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, normally we start off with anything we've got this week, but unfortunately I don't have anything this week. I've got some
so you're just going to cancel it for everyone then?
No, you guys can go. I'm saying for me,
yeah, I'm
still waiting on my Big Bad Toy Store stuff to come DHL, so it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah.
So but I would love to see what everybody else got.
If Shark Eyes was here, he could tell us about the 250 Marvel Legends he bought this week.
Yep. Yeah. Funny stuff. You want to see what I got?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I got a Cobra officer this week.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I saw that on eBay going cheap. He's got no logo, but that didn't worry me. Otherwise, the figure's in really good nick otherwise. So I reckon I got him really cheap. I reckon he's like 25 Australian. So about, what's that, 15 American. So did pretty good.
That's
there.
A good price, yeah.
Cobra officer. The other thing is I got a special care package from a couple of blokes in America this week. And I can't show you what was in it because I have to go on a little mailing spree this week. So once everyone else receives their surprise, I'll be able to share some more. But needless to say, I was very happy with what I received. Thank you, boys. It's awesome. And when we can get the cat out of the bag, we'll talk some more because very impressed. Very, very impressed. So yeah.
You gonna do an unboxing video or something?
It's not really in a box. It was in a clamshell. I could do an unclamshelling.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
the best kind.
Yeah. It'd go for all of 3.5 seconds. Joe knows what it is.
He knows what it is. He helped out.
I'm intrigued.
Thank you,
I know what it is.
If you helped out, Joe, thank you so much, mate. Very happy. Might have opened up another rabbit hole for me too. So, yeah, we'll see how we go.
Well, that's what we do. Podcast in the Pit. We like to enable.
It's Marvel Legends.
Yeah. But that's awesome. Eric, did you get anything? No.
More aches and pains, but
you have to think about it there for a bit.
Yeah. I got a dog. Anybody want a dog?
I have 4, so I don't need another one.
Well, this one, we're nursing this one.
He looks adorable.
She?
Yeah.
She is a monster.
She's a sweetheart.
She doesn't think anybody should go up the holler without her permission or be in their own yard without her permission.
That's a good dog. We have a couple upstairs that lets everybody on the street know they should not hear them. Somebody's walking outside right now.
There we
go. Right on cue.
She was playing with a husky last night and got the corner of her eye cut pretty good. So we're doctoring a cut.
Yeah. Did you get anything new this week, Phil?
I did actually, and I'm quite excited to show you guys.
Awesome.
I've got the box here.
Ooh.
I managed to pick up a Sky Striker.
That's awesome.
The box is in great condition. The actual Sky Striker inside is rough as. So I got it for an absolute bargain. I got it for about 5,000 yen, which is, I don't know, maybe 40 American. But the actual jet needs a lot of work. So I might hit up Matthew Comstock because he's done a lot of restorations and get some advice about how to clean it up because it is really grubby. But the one cool thing about it though, it's got different decals. I don't know if you can. There's a bit of glare, but it's got a few different decals from the American release.
Oh yeah.
So it's got those eagle stickers on it, and I mean, I don't know. I've never had a Sky Striker before. Like, never saw them when I was a Joe collector as a kid. But like the box size just blew me away. It's like a massive freaking box. But yeah, I was really stoked to pick that up for a bit of a bargain. So that was my my Joe pickup for the week.
Nice.
Oh, cheers, Matthew. I will hit you up, buddy. I'll go back to your blogs and see if you've done up a Sky Striker before.
And Lil wants to know if it's got the parachutes.
No, it didn't. It didn't come with the. Didn't come with. Who's the figure that it comes with?
Ace.
I'm terrible.
Ace.
Yeah, it didn't come with Ace or the parachute, unfortunately.
You can get Ace. You can find Ace.
Yeah, Ace is crazy fine.
Hook me up. Someone in the chat, hook me up.
I got a modern Ace. Would that work?
I'll take it. I'll take what I can get.
Awesome. That is great. I love that box art.
Yeah, no, I'm really
Beautiful
stoked.
box.
Yeah.
I don't know what is about is it Takara, right?
Yeah.
They did some beautiful work on their boxes. I mean, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, the quite distinct. Yeah, the Joes have got the blue style boxes, and obviously the Cobra have got the red style. But yeah, they're very distinctive and look very different from the West, the sort of Hasbro release one.
Yeah.
So it's just a shame they didn't bring a lot out. Like they brought out maybe vehicles and figures from like 83 to 85, and then that was it. They obviously weren't that popular over here.
They pop. I mean, they absolutely.
Yeah, they're really cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad to see everybody else had a decent week. I will get my big bad orders. I should have it for next episode. Thankfully. But Ronnie's going to read us some 1990 facts.
As I have traditionally done.
Yep.
1990, according to Backtrack, Australia's 20th century. I won't tell you about the Australian stuff because it doesn't not really going to make much sense to you guys, is it?
It's always interesting.
Yeah. History's always interesting.
I won't tell you
It's
about
not,
the Australian stuff.
It's not when the underarm delivery happened, was it? 1990? Sorry.
We will never live that down.
What
We'll
was that?
That might have been a decade beforehand, perhaps.
Yeah,
I'm a decade out.
Just Australia and New Zealand things, boys. Just play on. Nothing in it. 1990, Iraqi President Saddam Hussein decided he wanted to annex the oil-rich state of Kuwait, and it started the first Gulf War. Obviously, it's unfortunate because I think that helped play into the end of G.I. Joe. I reckon a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I was in high school and I was like, oh crap, I want to get drafted.
Really? Did you?
Yeah. I thought they was going to bring the draft back, man. I was like, oh shoot.
Scotty Garvin, just a Kiwi whinging as usual. Thank you, Scotty.
Ouch.
We'll have to explain that at some point. But it's too long for this show. Nelson Mandela was not arrested. He was released from prison in South Africa by South African President F.W. de Klerk after he lifted the ban on the ANC. So Nelson Mandela came out, promptly divorced his wife and married some other Sheila. The Simpsons started airing in 1990, which is interesting, as well as
still going, right?
Yep, still going. As well as Seinfeld, a show about nothing.
I never could understand. Seinfeld just, I never liked that show.
I love Seinfeld.
I guess I'm not smart enough to get the joke. I don't know.
Fair enough. Milli Vanilli handed back their Grammy after they were caught lip syncing. It's funny. Sony launched the Discman. Oh, there you go. That's interesting. Okay, the songs of 1990. And because Larry's not in the chat, I'm not going to sing any of them. Sorry, Larry. You missed out. But the songs. You Can't Touch This.
Oh,
MC
yeah.
Hammer.
MC Hammer.
Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You. Phil Collins, Another Day in Paradise. And Love Shack by the B-52s. Some of the films. Home Alone came out in 1990. As well as Ghost, Pretty Woman, and Dances with Wolves. Beverly Hills 90210 was on television along with Seinfeld and The Simpsons. And some people that passed away in 1990. Sammy Davis Jr. at the age of 64. Jim Henson, way too young, the age of 53. Yeah. He was obviously the creator of The Muppets. And actress Greta Garbo. She was 84, so good innings there. That was 1990. Thanks, boys.
Man.
Hey, so
thanks, man.
You said MC Hammer, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I met him.
Really?
Oh, serious?
Yeah, in New York City. Manhattan was coming out of a bar during the day. We were there for like the St. Patty's Day parade and all that stuff. And these two girls about run me over to get to him. They're singing his songs and he's signing autographs. And keep in mind, I had been drinking Guinnesses all day. And he looks at me and goes, "Want my autograph?" And without even thinking, I go, "Why?"
Oh man.
I know it was a jerk move, but still, I mean, my friend was like, that was MC Hammer. I'm like, okay.
Act like you've been there before, buddy.
I don't see the appeal of like autographs for stuff you don't care about.
Was he wearing his baggy pants?
No, he was in a nice suit, but he didn't even have any security with him. It was right after the bankruptcy thing.
Oh. He partied like it was 1999. Too much.
Yeah. I mean, nothing against him, just not my music. I like rap, but I don't like his. So let's see. MC Hammer.
That's cool.
But yeah. My friends still won't let me live that down. I'm like, well, don't hurt him.
Can't touch it. Do.
See, that's just not cool to me. I don't like the music.
That's the only song of his that I can actually remember. Anyway, was he literally a one-hit wonder, or was it? He must have had
a couple. He had a couple.
He sold a lot of records, a lot. So
like two.
I mean, he had great success. I think it was just like bad investments, I don't think he was a bad guy. I just think he had like bad investments and stuff. And
I always thought he tried to live the lifestyle too much.
Maybe, I don't know. I just talked to him the one time.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on the MC Hammer podcast from the pit. Stick around, we might talk about some Motu.
You're too young. You're too young to remember him, Ronnie. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of problems.
Look up his videos. You'll get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I have a lot of problems, but that's definitely one of my worst. The fact that I can't remember who MC Hammer was.
Here we go. Legit to Quit. That was another song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so to start off with the 1990 list, we do like we always do. We'll do 3 vehicle/play sets, then figures. I just want to start off by saying I didn't have any of these when they came out. I only have a couple of them now, but every one on my list I have an interest in getting. So it was a hard list to do because there's a lot of figures I don't care for, like the Sky Patrol stuff. I thought that was terrible. I don't like how they changed Airborne. Yes. Airborne is the best Joe, and they changed him.
That Airborne is quite possibly the best figure to come out in the line.
Oh, the 83 Airborne? Yeah, it was really great.
No, the 90. I mean, they did an amazing improvement on the figure.
Remove Eric.
Man. I forgot. This isn't a democracy. It's a Casey.
KC, Sir C. KC.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yorktown Joe's right, hammer time, or in this case, back to Joe talk time. There we go.
Oh.
Sorry, got off the rails. It was just a funny story that.
Yep.
I'm going to put it straight back off the rails. If you're going to go to me first, if you're going to go to me first with my top 3 vehicles.
Oh yeah, you're first. You're in the first spot.
So, yeah, when I said I'm going to put it straight off the rails, my third favorite vehicle from 1990 is the Hammer. Yeah. What a coincidence. We were talking about
what are the odds?
That's fine. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love the Hammer. I do love the Hammer. I feel like it should have been called the Hummer, but obviously there are trademark issues around that. Yeah, just a cool vehicle. There is there up in the top.
Yeah.
I'd
like to get one.
It's looks tough as it's very it's well armed. Has 2 side cannons, 1 large cannon, gun turret, 2 sliding storage covers for the rear cannons. It's just big,
loaded, eh?
floppy antenna, all sorts of stuff. Gas cans, ammo belts. Lots of play value there. So, the MC Hammer is my third favorite vehicle from 1990.
Well,
what? No sub? Not yet. Not yet, Kiwi.
Well,
wait till we get to the figures.
I'll fix
that. Morning, Gaz.
Morning,
Good to see
Gaz.
you, mate.
I'll fix that for you, Kiwi. My number 3 is the Hammerhead.
We talked about that on Tuesday night.
I got some hammers too, but the Hammerhead, super cool vehicle. It had all kinds of different things you could do with it. I never had it.
Oh, yeah,
this was a hard. Well, I mean, I don't want to say the 90 was boring because it really wasn't. The vehicles were but there was some really big standouts for me whenever I was looking them over. Yeah, that is a pretty cool vehicle.
There's 6 different vehicles in one. We discussed this issues tonight. Yeah. Hello, Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Let's see. And Joe Hunter's giving us his number 3, which is Sky Raven.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful vehicle.
Shiny.
So we have a hammer and a hammerhead.
MC Hammer, and Hammerhead.
Theme of the night.
Yeah, it's been great.
What you got, Phil?
So my number 3. So I was never much of a vehicle. We never really had many vehicles as kids. We had the figures. So the 2 or 3 vehicles we had were generally the smaller ones. So I actually have got a bit of a soft spot for the smaller vehicles, and I love the devilfish that the Joes had. So the Cobra Piranha would be my number 3 pick to go head-to-head battle with the devilfish in bath time action with 10-year-old Phil. So. Yeah, I love the color. It looks a bit more souped up than the devilfish, but it's got that classic Cobra color, like similar to the hydrofoil. That sort of dark crimsony red. So, yeah, it's not a vehicle I actually had as a kid. I don't think I had any of the 90 vehicles, but I think that would definitely have been one that I would have got if I was still into Joe in 1990. So that's my number 3.
Beautiful.
That's
Nice.
a perfect vehicle to be like an escort vehicle for the hydrofoil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. To go in tandem for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
So, being 1990, I was 18. I'm an old guy. So I didn't have any of these. I was at the age where you're not supposed to get toys. Whatever. I still had my Joes from I didn't buy any new ones. So my number 3 is the General. Just because it's just
huge,
crazy. I've only seen one in person. Greg from Anything Joe's bought one at either Kentuckiana or Winterfest when I was there, and he was showing it off, and it's fantastic. Yeah, so much play value there. It's unrealistic, but I mean, I didn't need my toys to be ultra realistic. So yeah, so that's my number 3. It's probably something I'll never own just because they go for quite a bit.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't want one that was only half there. So
and it takes up quite a bit of real estate as well.
It does. And before I buy anything else big, I'm gonna get my flag back out. So then we'll see what kind of room I have. Ooh.
It's probably the biggest vehicle in 1990, is it? The General?
I would think so.
It looks huge. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's good sized. When he was showing it to me at that show, I was just like, wow, it's pretty awesome. He got it complete, and it was fantastic.
So
that's my number 3.
Sweet. So over to me. My number 2 was the Piranha. So I'm with Phil there. Love a little vehicle because I'm not a vehicle collector, so a little vehicle is good, a good for me. And the Piranha definitely is really cool. It just I love it. I love the shape of it. It looks like it can zip around in a swamp or something.
Yeah, I love the small vehicles.
Yeah. So number 2 for me is Piranha.
My number two is big and beautiful. It's huge.
Huge.
Sky Raven.
Sky Raven. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Anytime you could put chrome on something, I'm like a raccoon. I'm attracted to shiny things. Like that. I mean, it's beautiful.
It really is, yes.
If I could get it and like a Night Raven, put them side by side, it'd be outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know if I've ever seen a Sky Raven in person.
I don't think I have.
Those Sky Patrol vehicles are pretty hard to find, right? I've never seen one in the wild ever.
I think I've seen like the one that's like the shark. Don't they have a Sky Patrol one of that?
Yeah.
I've seen parts of the Sky Havoc out in the wild.
And Campbell chimes in. It is shiny. Yes, it is.
Could you imagine having that thing out in a bright sunny day outside? You couldn't look at it.
Cars driving by, be like, ah.
Be like me taking my hat off outside.
Or inside.
Yeah. I can't be standing directly under light whenever I take my hat off.
Well, that's why I got to put one on while we record.
Same here.
Your dog was just showing us his backside, or her backside.
Yeah. Well, that's the way she rolls.
It must be Phil's turn.
Yes.
So my number 2 is Ronnie's number. So Ronnie's number 2 was my number 3. My number 2 is Ronnie's number 3. If you catch my drift. So my number 2 is the Hammer as well.
Beautiful.
That thing just looks freaking souped up with so many awesome guns. Looks like you can fit a lot of figures on that thing, and I love the sort of the whip antenna on it. It's a great looking design. That is a wicked looking vehicle. So I've seen it actually advertised a couple of times in Japan. I've been very tempted to pick it up. It's just been a little bit pricey, but definitely
did that
one.
Come with a driver? No driver?
No driver. Can confirm. No driver.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Phil. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. That's about as much as I know about it. It looks great, and that's what that's what my number 2 is.
It's really cool. My number 2 is Destro's Dominator.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I lean more Cobra than Joe all the time, but with the introduction of the Iron Grenadiers, I lean more towards them and their stuff. I do not have this. I want it.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
It's
Hey, Crash.
Sup, Crash?
Dominator. Oh, which way am I going here? There it is. The Dominator is a tank that turns into a helicopter and vice versa.
Yep.
How does that work?
Mars Industry.
Yeah.
Mars technology, you can't beat it.
Okay. Runs off dark energon.
Pretty powerful impeller, I would have thought.
I would think.
Yeah, I don't have one. I am going to remedy that. That will be the first thing off my list that I pick up.
Okay.
See, that's the fun thing about doing the research for these shows is I'm like, oh man, I've never had that. I've got to get that. And my wife just rolls her eyes.
All right. So my number 1 is the only vehicle I had when I was a kid, and the only vintage vehicle I have to this day. It's this guy. It's the Locust helicopter. So
nice.
Yeah, this used to sit on my desk well into my teenage years. I used to pull it down off the shelf and just fiddle with it when I got sick of doing my homework. When I should have been doing my homework. Everything about it is great. This little bomb chute down the bottom. Whoop! There was a bomb in there. The fact that you could fit a figure quite easily. Would it fly if it was a helicopter in real life? Probably not, but I don't care.
Right.
It's just I used to load it up with. I reckon Dial Tone used to sit in there. He was my first Joe, and then I'd put a couple of core figures on the foot pegs on the side, which you always needed to do because if you didn't put figures on the side, the helicopter tended to fall forward on its nose. So it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, and it was one of the first things I bought when I started collecting Joes again. I got a steal on this before the pandemic. I think it was $20 complete. Not complete now because I've dropped one of the bombs, but that was my number 1. It was my number 1. The Locust
looks in good shape.
Yeah, it's a fun helicopter.
Yeah. The green and yellow version came with the General, Casey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which was a good variation. Might have to get that one day.
My number 1 is anytime you can improve on something, makes it better. The Sky Havoc.
Nice.
I love it. I mean, I love the Havoc in the Sky Havoc's chrome. So
yeah.
Again, I have raccoon tendencies, so I like shiny things.
Fair enough.
And guys, that is true. Yeah, James Bond's little Nelly, and that should be able to fly. Eric, you can get you some of that chrome spray paint and make your own Sky Havoc.
This is true. It's just not as shiny as what the regular Sky Havoc is.
I don't know. Give it a shot.
I've tried it. I've tried it, but just not quite there.
Number 1 for Phil.
So this one's already been mentioned as well. I went with the Hammerhead 6-in-1. I like all the water vehicles basically, and this thing just looks freaking outstanding. Again, lots of bath time fun action. I don't know. It looks really cool. It is a bit neon with the greens and stuff, but the driver of it looks pretty wicked as well. Decimator, yeah. I'm not so familiar with the vehicle drivers, but he does look like a goodie as well. So that would be my number one pick for the vehicles.
Sweet.
Bath time action.
For $45 a can on that spray chrome, I can go buy another Sky Havoc.
You think so, do you?
I would rather do that, but it would be interesting. And yes, Shark Eyes, the Sky Havoc does fly. If cross country can hit a ramp hard enough, it'll fly.
All right, so my number one is the Cobra Hurricane VTOL. So,
it is
me and
cool.
Joe Hunter are on the same page there. It's really cool. I've only seen it a couple times in the wild. Don't know why I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But yeah, it looks like a fun little plane.
Joe Hunter, I'm jealous of you. I follow Bat City Toys, and I would love to go there sometime. Just if they's a little bit closer to me, or a lot of it.
Where's it at?
It's in Texas.
Too far.
Well, that's kind of like it's in the south part of Australia.
I'm never gonna live that down. Hey, good morning, Stacy. Hope you're feeling better.
How goes the battle?
It's all good, Lilith. I love seeing everybody's picks. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
And my boy Matthew, being an enabler, I like it.
Yep.
I like it. So we went through our vehicle / play sets. I think the general is both.
Yeah.
But now, and remember, when we start this list, I have zero attachment to any of these figures. But I have learned to love some of them, and I'm looking to actively get them.
I'm the opposite. All 5 of mine, massive nostalgia factor because I owned them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So number 5, and it's been a week, and Campbell mentioned it before. He wanted us to talk about subs, and we've talked about some subs already. But my number 5 is none other than Sub-Zero.
That's really cool.
There he is. Yep. So my little brother had Sub-Zero, and just really cool snow dude. So he came with some awesome accessories. Nice big gun. Those snowshoes, I've got them here somewhere. Do you remember those snowshoes? So you get around with snowshoes on, and a little mortar with a couple of rounds. Beautiful backpack as well. He's my number 5, and I'm sure he didn't make any of your lists, but I don't care. I had him when I was a kid, so
he was the last cut.
To be honest,
he was the last cut. Yes, I like.
To be honest, he was up. He was almost in there.
Yeah. I reckon he's awesome. I love him. Absolutely.
Are any of yours? Do you still have any of yours from when you were a kid, Aaron? Yeah.
No. My mum gave them all away.
Yeah, same here. Bloody garage sales.
Yeah.
Criminal. I've never spoken to my mum since. We're not on speaking terms.
Hi, Mum, if you're watching. Thanks for throwing out my toys.
My mom gave mine away, and then whenever I protested, I got a stern lecture.
If only we knew her.
You all I mean, the lecture I got, it really hit here. And it stuck with me, and so I try to do as much as I can for kids now. So, but now my number 5, and if you still have your moms, you're lucky. That's all I got to say.
True.
I miss mine every day. But my number 5 is Dial Tone Sonic Fighter.
Ooh.
Did it for you, Aaron.
Thank you, sir.
They really did an improvement on him. I like the way he looks. I was never a big Dial Tone fan because I thought they was trying to. Well, they did replace Breaker with him, and I like Breaker. I was like, how dare they? But that is a cool looking.
You have to sell toys. You have to replace.
Right, and I understand that, but tell Little Hillbilly that whenever they like stop with Breaker, but yeah, he's a cool looking figure. Don't care for the big backpack. Oh
no, don't.
Somebody's wanting me to throw a boomerang for him. See.
So in New Zealand, do you guys get snow? I don't know much about New Zealand.
It does, yeah, up in the mountains. Yep.
Yeah, especially down in the South Island. I don't know if Campbell. I think Campbell's in the North Island. I don't know how much it gets up in the north, but definitely in the South Island, it gets bloody freezing in the winter for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I hate snow. The older I get, the more I hate it.
Oh. I got up this morning and it was 33 degrees outside, heavy frost on.
That's hot.
Well, yeah. I don't know what it would be in Celsius, but yes, it's the shiny bits. But everything's hurting this morning. Everything is hurting. Cold hurts.
All right, Phil, your number 5.
So my number 5. So yeah, again, I didn't have the 90 Joes as a kid, but I've picked up a few as an adult collector. So I've actually sort of grown an attachment with the ones obviously that I've got. So that's sort of a big reason for my ranking. So my number 5 is Stretcher. He's a cool figure, and I don't have him complete, but he comes with an ear. I had a look on 3D Joe's earlier. He actually does come with a flying platform apparently.
Yeah.
So he comes with a sort of a vehicle. So yeah, he's cool. He comes with a lot of unique. He's got this big aerial. I think I've got it on in the wrong way around, but yeah, he's got a few interesting accessories, and yeah, just a cool looking figure. So he's my number 5.
Yeah, and you never hear people bring him up when you're talking about who's the best medic for G.I. Joe. He always
he's obviously he's obviously a lot less known than Lifeline or obviously Doc, but yeah, big ups to the medics. So he's made my top 5.
Who was it again?
Stretcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not very familiar at all with 1990 figures.
Yeah,
I'll have to check him out.
Neither was I until very recently.
Yeah, Bob, my wife has an uncle that lives in on the Gulf shores, and it's very nice down there. Yeah, we get them here too. Yes.
You've seen the movie Kroll? Yeah.
Yeah. The Glaive.
See, that's where I got the Austin and Australia thing mixed up.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 5, and he recently just made my list, is the Cobra Laser Trooper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got him. This
He's
guy?
interesting looking, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of space knight about him, this bloke.
Yeah. He's been getting some usage in the new Skybound Larry Hama series on Cobra Island, so it's kind of grown on me.
Yeah, he's very cool. Beautiful.
Even had a part where I think Bomb Strike, might have been Bomb Strike, stole one and blew up some Cobras with it.
I guess we're on to our number 4s.
Number 4s.
Yep. My number 4 is another one of my brother's when he was a kid. I used to play with him a fair bit. That's Rampart.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. So the fact that you could put a missile on his leg was a good thing. And then he had a nice long rifle as well as this missile launcher. So came with lots of cool accessories as well. But I just like the overall look of him. I'm not sure what I don't know. It's like a Legionnaire's cap, maybe. That's it's sort of like a hood Legionnaires.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah, just a really good looking figure, and one that again got a lot of play with when I was a kid. So might not make it into your top 5, but
have a good day at work, Stacy.
Yes, thanks for stopping by, Stacy. So Joe Hunter says Rampart reminds him of Han in Hothgear. A little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Larry had me paint a snow job up like that for him.
I can't.
Like that. So my number 4.
It's only 52 minutes in. Sorry, Eric.
You're all right. If I see this one out, any of the ones on my list, if I don't have them, if I see them, I will probably get them. Bullhorn.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I like the way he looks.
Yeah, great figure.
And he's got that rifle that can be assembled.
Yep. So that's
Not crazy about the way the rifle looks, but still it's cool.
No, he's a good figure. He was one of the first ones I picked up that I didn't know anything about when I started getting back into Joe.
Yeah.
I found him really cheap, and I liked him.
that's
Great choice. My number 4, I've actually got him still on card. This is one of my few on card Hasbro figures. So Rock Viper comes in at number 4 for me. With standard issue mustache with every Viper. Yeah, just a cool play feature, I think. So like in Motu, my favorite Motu character is Web Store, with the grappling hook.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Hit and Run from 1988, Joe, as well. So any figure that you can sort of use a bit of rope and pull them up on top of your top bunk bed or whatever gets bonus points for me. So Rock Viper makes my top 5.
Don't take him off the card either, because that crutch will break straight away.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, always breaks. Always. Yeah.
Here you go, Phil. Lil says you can put that in the mail and address it straight to him.
He's even in the bubble. He's getting a bit discolored. He's
You
starting
might
to
have
fade
to
a
open
little
him
bit.
up and put him in peroxide.
Yeah, might be a good excuse to bust him open.
I don't think I can bring myself to open them.
Me either.
I have some modern figures that are still in the card that I cannot open if I wanted to.
Yeah. After a certain amount of years, I get to the point where I don't want to open one because it's one less card to win in the world.
Yeah.
But I think Gaz is right. I think you had to have that Stater mustache to be able to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just do it live on the stream, Eric. Just grab one and right in front of us. Just do it.
I have a Snake Eyes from the Rise of Cobra that's signed by Ray Park. And there's no way I could open it.
Oh, if it's open, if it's signed, yeah, don't open that.
Yeah.
Oh, and here we go.
Brave man, Matthew.
Free that Viper.
So you was talking about the play feature for him. Whenever I was real little for Christmas one year, my mom and dad got me a Spider-Man that had that. He's like a 12-inch Spider-Man, and he is solid plastic, but his hand was sticking out. And you could tie like a string to like a doorknob or something, and then hold one to him, hold one to the bottom of the string, and flip a button, and he like crawl up the string, like a little wheel in him, make him crawl. And then I had a Superman where he had a string coming up out of his back that went through his cape and onto the string, and you like hold it up and he'd slide to it, and then hold it down, he'd slide back to you.
Cool.
Very nice.
So my number 4 is Free Fall. I do not have Free Fall, but I think he's a good looking figure.
He is.
And really would like to pick him up. Yes. He might be the only one. Spoilers. He's the only Joe on my list.
No.
He should have been Sky Patrol. I don't think he was.
Sky Patrol? I don't know.
I think
he wasn't.
He wasn't
Sky Patrol, but he should have been. 100%.
Right.
He should have been.
He's really cool looking. Did he come with a working parachute?
No, that's the
I don't
backpack
think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
That's
cool. You definitely don't want to open those.
No.
So we've made it to the 4th. Now we're starting on number 3 picks.
Yep.
What you got for us?
My number 3 is another one I had when I was a kid, and I was glad to see Phil
nice.
Put it up.
Oh, you got a complete one.
It is Stretcher. It's not quite complete. I don't have the microphone, so when you grabbed yours up, I was very jealous. The other thing is about this is the control stick is broken off in there. He would have been higher on my list because he is a fantastic looking figure. However, he comes in at number 3 for me because this thing just breaks far too easy, and it broke for me when I was a kid. I remember, I reckon the sled didn't have any of those feet left on it by the time I was finished with it. I remember my dad tried to glue those feet back on, but they just didn't stay. The tabs on that shield, they break off. The joystick obviously breaks off like it has here. So the sled was problematic. As good an idea as it was, it just would always break. As for the figure, though, phenomenal figure. And I think this guy, his backstory is that he was an Olympic weightlifter or an Olympic wrestler, something like that. He could lift. I'm pretty sure he's a weightlifter. He could lift. He basically could lift wounded soldiers onto his sled and fly off with them. So he's got a great backstory as well. That's my number 3.
He's a great figure. Underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what a dude. What a dude.
Who you got at 3, Eric?
I have Free Fall. He is such a cool looking figure.
He is.
I never seen him before until I was looking in the book a while ago. And I seen him, I was like, man, that is cool. Anytime they could do like the Halo jumpers or paratroopers, I'm in.
Right.
I just wish they would have parachutes that worked.
Who's your 3, Phil?
So my number 3 is actually a figure that one of the figures I don't have, and it's Undertow.
Oh yeah.
So Iron Grenadiers. Again, I just love all the underwater figures, and yeah, I mean, I know if I was still into Joe as a 10-year-old, that probably would have been one of the first. That figure on the pegs would have been the first one that I probably would have grabbed.
Yeah.
Just again, great colors. That mask with the sort of the one eye, sort of patch on it just looks, just really, really out there. The only thing I don't like is I'm usually a big fan of the Joes that come with the animal companions. Like, I love Hydro Viper, and I love figures like Law and Order and stuff. But yeah, that Barracuda, man, that's
right.
It's pretty ridiculous. It looks like a dead fish. I don't know.
I left it in
I don't know what they were thinking with that. Yeah,
I didn't get it out. I left it in the cabinet.
I have him, but he's nowhere near complete. I just have the bear figure.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely very high up on my wish list.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, Adam.
Thanks for being here, Shark Eyes.
We'll have to have you on when it's a time better for you.
Yeah.
Good night, Adam.
So,
Gaz is not a fan of Hydro Viper.
What? I love Hydro Viper. He is. So
I know,
cool.
right? Me too. Hydro Viper is like a top 5 figure for me.
Yeah.
Gaz, I don't get it, buddy.
The mask doesn't need to come off, though. That actually needs to be his face. So, but my number 2, again.
Can I do my 3 first?
Oh, sorry.
Can I do my 2 first?
No. Bye, guys. I've done embarrassed myself.
My number 3 is a cool figure, and I really liked him in the Book of Boba Fett, which is the Night Creeper.
Oh, yeah.
I swear those things look just like the Night Creepers.
That's just creepy.
Night Creeper's awesome.
So that's a crossbow he has, isn't it?
Yep.
Kinda.
And it shoots what? 6 arrows?
5.
5? That's close.
Yeah.
But when they did a modern Zartan, they gave him a crossbow just like that, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
For like the modern figures. I want to say it had like 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've done him in classified, right? Night Creeper.
Yeah, they just did him.
So one of the few 90 figures that they've done on classified scale. He looks great classified as well.
Yeah. I don't do classified as a rule just for space, and I have nothing against them. I think they look great. I almost got one of those because I think it looks so good.
Mm.
It's going to have to be something I really, really have to have, like an Iron Grenadier. Thanks again, Hillbilly.
You're welcome.
Yep. All right, now let's get your number 2 before Hillbilly steps on you.
I'm sorry.
My number
I
2.
did not mean to do that.
It's all right.
I'm struggling this morning, guys.
I'm struggling. You're good. My number 2, they're all nostalgia picks. This was one of my figures when I was a kid. And, used to run around on the back lawn with this guy because he looks like he could mow a lawn, and that's Pathfinder. And I hope they do this guy in classified. As much as this weed whacker is a ridiculous weapon, and these hip-mounted machine guns also, I just think it'd look awesome in a classified version. And he was definitely one of my favorites as a kid. Still,
I would.
Yeah, he was one of the big most used characters in the Deke series, right?
Yeah, central character in the Deke cartoons. Him and Ambush used to have a bit of a rivalry. They used to get in a bit of trouble with each other.
It was one of the few things I liked about the Deke series.
So I'm glad Adam logged out because Adam just doesn't understand that figure. You're up, Campbell, because you're a legend.
Hey, good morning, Jason. Good to see you.
Dude, the one thing I don't understand, I'd like to know what they was thinking whenever they did Pathfinder is why give him a weed eater?
He's got to clear a path.
I guess that's what machetes.
Is that actually what it's supposed to be? That's what it is.
I think that's what it is. I think he uses it to get through the jungle. He's a jungle trooper, right?
Outstanding.
Yep.
That looks cool.
The answer to your question, Eric, is why not?
Yeah, I guess.
Never ask why.
Just ask why not.
We're just selling toys to kids. Like 8-year-old me was all over that.
Yeah. I guess by the time they got to 90 as well, right, you're sort of starting to run out of reusing similar types of accessories and weapons. So come up with something a bit different, something a bit out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Which is what lists are going to be fun to make until we get through with these, because I really have no sentimental value towards almost any of these figures. So it's like discovering them for the first time.
Yeah.
Almost. That is true, Bob. Close combat with deer would be nasty.
I've used the weed eater in close combat with snakes.
There you go. Cobras.
No. Yeah, there you go.
My wife used one on some baby bunnies one time. She didn't realize it was there. And they come flying out and screaming, and she comes screaming, and it's chaos.
All right, who you got, Eric?
Sorry, I couldn't remember where we were supposed to be.
You're good.
My number 2 is a figure that they made leaps and bounds of improvement on. Sonic Viper.
I think that was your baby bunny story.
Yeah. Dinner time. Yeah. Well, they all survived. She didn't get him. She didn't kill him, but she switched him pretty good. Yeah, Sonic Viper. I use him as a cool Viper. Yes, I use him as like a team leader, like a 4-man team. He's the leader. Yeah. So, hence the gold armor.
Cool-looking Viper. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
That's
cool.
The ones that come with the big backpacks that make noise. First thing when I get those, take the backpack,
chuck it.
Yeah. Put it somewhere else.
I got some Lennard weapons on mine.
I need to paint a backpack up for mine.
So is he like pretty much like a straight up repaint of is he 85 or
86 Viper, yep.
Yeah. Oh, he looks awesome.
Yeah, I love the
gold.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to take the one I have and do a marble face paint or face mask on it, but I'm afraid to.
Desert Vipers, that works.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we could talk Campbell into making an actual Desert Viper.
That would be cool.
I don't think you'd have to talk him into it. I reckon he'd just do it.
He'd be pretty keen.
Call it.
I love to see what he does. It's so amazing. Yeah. Who's your number 2, Phil?
So my I had a sleepless night last night trying to figure out who my 1 and 2 was. It's such a toss up, very flip of a coin. I'm like you, Casey. I'm slightly more of a Cobra guy than a Joe guy. So the Cobra guy came out at number 1. Spoiler alert. So my number 2 is the Joe, and I went with Bullhorn as well.
Nice.
I mean, the fact that you can pull apart his weapon, it all fits into his backpack.
Yeah.
Just such a clever design. And something about him reminds me. Another favorite figure of mine when I was a kid was Tunnel Rat, and I don't know. There's a bit of Tunnel Rat I can see with this dude in terms of his coloring and face paint. Yeah. Just a great looking figure, awesome accessories. And the fact that he's one of the few 90s Joes that I have in my my collection. He's right up there on the list. So he's my number 2.
You'll have to send us pictures, Campbell.
Did you do a video on it? Because I definitely have to see that. That'd be awesome. So my number 2, I have one. He's not put together right now. Is Undertow.
Nice.
He's really cool. He had a really loose waist, so I got to put a new O-ring in him. Yeah, that's about the extent of how I can fix Joe's. That and screws. I'm not very handy.
Does his mask come off, Ronnie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you unmask him?
Sure.
Oh, he has a mask?
Grand reveal.
Okay,
Okay.
see, that's how mine
Yeah.
looks. What's his mask look like? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I like the one eye thing.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Well, shoot far. I'm gonna have to track his gear down.
Yeah. He's very cool.
Thanks, Ronnie.
No worries, mate. Happy to help.
Oh, and this is also a good time to say, if you guys don't subscribe to the Barracks podcast, you should. So funny.
Yep.
And chock full of just, I don't know, 2 good guys talking about Joe's.
They're
beat
really
that.
good dudes.
I think me and Ronnie are going to be on the. Are you on tomorrow as well, Ronnie?
Tomorrow night, yeah, yep,
Tomorrow,
yep, absolutely, yeah.
Back again.
Yeah.
November.
Look forward to it. Good. Bit of
I think
it'll
be
action.
It'll be about 2:00 in the morning for you guys in the States, but you'll be right. Just set your alarm.
I'll probably catch the replay, but I definitely look forward to it.
All right, must be up to my number 1, eh? My number 1, one of my favorite figures of all time. Had him when I was a kid. I had all of these when I was a kid, but for some reason I remember going to a McDonald's birthday party, and it was at a McDonald's in Salisbury, near where I grew up, and the McDonald's in Salisbury had an old train carriage as the party room for kids' birthdays. And I just remember being in there playing with my favorite G.I. Joe at the time, which was... And all the other kids are on the playground, I should say. And I was playing G.I. Joes 42 years later. Nothing's changed. But number 1 is Salvo. That T-shirt, the Ride of Might, phenomenal. These discs are just like another weird weapon. His haircut, bit of Eric Harper about that haircut. The fact that the helmet was nice and soft and rubbery, you could put on his head, was awesome. He came with a little briefcase, which I've got there. I don't know why, but more than that, this thing here, this is unreal. So this is his backpack.
Oh, I thought that was a robot.
It is massive, but it's got
There's a lot going on there, eh?
It's got 5 missiles that just drop into the backpack. Yeah.
Now, does he stand up with that thing on?
No. Yeah, I think most of the photos that you see of him freestanding, he's actually got this on his shoulder, and he's holding that handle in his hand. So
makes sense.
He sort of puts it on his shoulder with the sight, as you can see. Yep. But that's my number 1. The other thing is like these ammo belts on his legs, not real practical, but again, as an 8-year-old, I just thought the world of that.
Preach,
so,
Campbell.
Yeah.
Could you imagine holding onto that thing as you're shooting it off? That big old backpack.
Yeah, I know. Very cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not going to snap the handle. I actually store that, so I only display them with the mines. Yeah.
So
just like that, I've dropped him.
So is that you've got him complete there, Ronnie? Sorry,
you're fine.
I do. Yeah. Yep, I do. Absolutely, he's complete. Yep.
My number 1 is a figure that they did the most. He's a redo, believe it or not, and they did the most impressive updates of any figure I've seen to date. into 1990, and that is Airborne.
We've lost Casey. I think he's muted himself, so we don't hear his reaction.
It's almost a perfect figure. I'm looking to be taken. No, I'm joking, Casey. I'm joking. My number one is actually Sonic Fighter Tunnel Rat. Absolutely love Tunnel Rat. I like the shirt that they put on him and everything. I've had 2 of them, and I've given them both away. A guy that used to go to church with me, a friend of mine, he was an EOD, Navy EOD guy. And whenever I found that out, I had that Tunnel Rat, and I took it to him. I was like, hey, here's a figure of you. And he's like, what's this? I said, he's an EOD. He's like, hey, it is a mini-me. But yeah, so, and Tunnel, I don't know what it is about Tunnel Rat, but he is such a cool figure, such a cool character. So that is my number one, along with Airborne. The true Airborne.
Nice.
Casey, are you going to cut me out of the podcast now? I know what Casey's getting for Christmas. A classified Airborne version 2.
It would have been a great figure with a different name.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I give you that. It would have been a great figure. It'd been a better different character.
Right.
Or if they had actually made him into the version 1 character and done it right. If you know what I mean, just instead of making it a different person.
Right.
A head swap would actually work, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
couldn't. I don't know. I got the.
Yeah, you couldn't do
the regular Airborne. Just got the swivel. Yeah. Doesn't have the.
Oh yeah, that's a ball joint.
Yeah.
I know someone who's got a tip for that as well.
Campbell.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Who you got at 1, Phil?
All right. So my number 1 is I've gone with the Range Viper.
Nice.
With the it looks like the brains are coming out of his head. My guy is loosey goosey. I don't look at. he's on his last legs, so I'm gonna have to do an O-ring swapperoonie soon. But yeah, I mean, he looks like something out of an Iron Maiden, album cover or something. Just an absolutely freaky looking dude. Again, love that sort of turquoise, greeny blue color that he has. I've only got him loose. I don't have actually any of his accessories, but the fact that just the figure on its own is such a standout. Says a lot really. So yeah, he's my number 1.
Beautiful.
I love the eyes.
Spoilers. He's my number 1 as well.
Wow.
Hey, there we go.
I'm gonna get something out of my cabinet.
I'm sure your guys' versions will be in a lot better condition than my one. This guy has just about had it.
I actually seen where somebody was selling the original O-rings out of figures.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Morning. And these all like stretched out and stuff, and they just wanting. I don't know how much they was wanting for them, but they just had them up for sale.
Yeah.
I think it's almost a perfect figure. I mean, for 1990, I would say it is a perfect figure.
Mm.
Have you guys seen the 2000s figure repaint?
I don't think so.
They actually called him Skullbuster.
Okay. I got
wow. I've never seen that before.
That is
out there.
That's wild.
He's called Skullbuster. He's 2000. I think 2000 and something. Really cool figure.
Brilliant.
If you can get hold of him. Yeah.
That's killer.
Yeah, really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd love to get the Range Viper. Again, I'm not a big classified collector either. I've got like half a dozen figures, but definitely I'd love to get classified range Viper for sure. They nailed. It looks like they nailed that
they
scale
did,
of them as
yes.
well. Yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah.
All right, here comes Joe Hunter's 73s list.
go.
Undertow at 5, Pathfinder 4, Bullhorn 3, Dial Tone, and
Viper.
Nice.
Yeah, you're right. You cannot have enough Vipers.
No.
Except for, I think, I don't know. I've only got like 4. I thought I had more, but 4 Iron Grenadiers. So I'm in the market for a few more. Because to me, that's my favorite troop builder.
Yeah.
But this
It's actually
episode,
a really good year, like 1990.
Yeah.
Like I was actually quite happy you asked me on for 1990 because I'm really familiar with the 80s Joes, but when you get hit 1990, it was quite interesting researching and having a closer look at all of the figures that were released because a lot of them and a lot of the ones that Ronnie showed tonight, it's the first time I've seen them sort of up close. So
we left some good ones on the table too, like this guy.
oh yeah,
true, yeah.
Store Viper, and this guy who's always hard to find complete, but you just think of the Deep cartoon when you see him. Bang, bang,
bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang, bang.
It's Metalhead. What about Overlord? Do you guys like Overlord?
He's not bad.
Yeah, there's Overlord.
Okay.
So we left. What about and Topside? Topside's another good one too.
Yeah, I have Topside. I like him.
Even Ambush. We left Ambush on the table. It was a bit rough on old Ambush. Yeah,
I think it's the mustache.
Yeah. I'm not big on Ambush.
So yeah, we left a few good ones.
Yeah, I almost had Captain Gridiron in my top 5 too. Actually.
Oh yeah, I got
just
him out.
I like just the crazy football shaped grenades. Yeah, just I remember the Deke episode where Cobra Commander's trying to play American football is just hilarious.
With the tank.
It's just the weirdest episode ever.
Yeah.
Great times.
Yeah. Well, as always, these are fun episodes to do because, they're past my prime Joe years. We're smack dab in the middle of Ronnie's. So you get a couple different perspectives at this. Every figure on my list, if I don't have it before Joe Fest, I will have at Joe Fest. Because doing the research, I actually do want these. So
beautiful.
Everything I listed, if I'd have the opportunity to get at a good price, I'll get it.
You got anything coming up on your show, Ronnie?
Well, yes. Obviously, tomorrow night we're live with Campbell for the Movember live stream. So we'll be talking about G.I. Joes with mustaches. So Phil and
Thanks, Campbell.
Thanks.
Yeah, go to bed, Campbell. Thanks for staying up for me, mate.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Campbell.
So Tuesday night, I think we'd be back on Adam's channel. So topic largely up to him. He's had a few ideas over the last few weeks. So no doubt we'll dig up one of those. And yeah, that's all we've got planned, I suppose, for the near future.
Right on.
Yeah, we'll just keep adding to my selection of sound effects and show it just get funnier and funnier. Domo arigatou gozaimashita.
Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
You all do a great job on your podcast.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
I laugh all the way through it every time.
Yeah, I love.
So how about you, Phil? You got anything coming up?
Well, I've got tomorrow on Kiwi G.I. Joe Customs and Collections. Subscribe to his channel, my Kiwi brother. I've got a toy hunting video which I'm kind of editing at the moment. That'll probably come out. I don't know. It depends when my daughter allows me to use the iPad with the editing software. She's pretty selfish. So, if I'm able to release one video a month, I'm doing pretty well. So I put a video out last week with a bunch of Ninja Turtles that I picked up. So it'll probably be a couple of weeks away before the next video's out. But yeah. That's about me, but thanks for having me on the show, fellas. It was
thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming on.
Love having you.
This has been fun. It's good meeting you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and long-time fan of podcasts from the pit. So
thank you
to be on the show. Yeah.
It's nice to do a show with you again. I did a year ago.
I did Tuesday, right? Yeah,
so much fun. It's still, I put that up as one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Yeah, they're good fun. I'm hoping that we can get those back up and running at some point, because we haven't had a Mo Tuesday. It seems like a year now, but it's just trying to line up our times with because Adam's in Canada, Zazel's obviously in Australia, and I'm in Japan, so we just can't line our times up. But we'll get there one day.
It's always fun. To me, it's hard to keep up on whose channel it's going to be on. So I'm always afraid I'm going to miss one.
Yeah, the rotate. I think I'm up next, but I've been up next for the last 8 months. Got to queue it up sometime, but yeah.
All right. Well, as always, thank you everyone for watching and going on this list with us. If you don't currently subscribe, please subscribe. If you don't subscribe to Treasures4Trigger, check him out and subscribe.
Yep.
If you don't subscribe to Ronnie Trickshot, please check him out and subscribe, because all these shows and so many people in the chat have great shows too.
Yeah.
Kiwi. Johnny Sorensen. And I can't go back far enough, but so many great people that come and watch us do this live, and they have great content too. Yeah. So please check them out.
We appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Yep. Just once again, thanks everybody, and hopefully next week we'll have 91 for you.
Lord
Take care, everybody.